Oh, evening team. How freaking hot was it today in Happy Rock? I'm telling you, team, that was the hottest day on the Southern Hemisphere ever, bar none, for all time that records have been kept, I reckon. It was hot as the hobs of Helm, so drained tonight. We did a good run this morning, and poor little Doogsy was struggling a bit this morning. My little pooch, he couldn't keep up, was only 10. Is that Adrian Johns on, I think? Maybe not, I'm not getting the names for Adrian Johns, Beachy. I can only see some, hello mate, Stewie, yeah. A couple of my favourite blokes on the planet. Look at all those three people coming on. I'm happy, me too, Stewie. I'm glad you're happy, bro. I'm glad you're happy. Especially being at Buderim, all the way away from sort of where, you know, the whole central populace happens down there at the sunny coast. Having such a long commute. Have you been on the beers? No, mate, I haven't. I haven't been on the beers at all. I should. I think I might, Vici. Do I look pissed? I'll tell you what, I think it might be the I Love Vici. We're having a bit of fun tonight. A couple of the boys from way back in my life for the last 5 or 10 years. Some of my great mates having a bit of fun tonight. No beers, Vici, mate. I should though, shouldn't I? Might have a couple because I've got to start dieting tomorrow, like real hard, from a Mooloolaba. Now, what's the topic of, well, we just have a couple of moments here with the troops. This is what I'm happy about tonight. Vici is the best. Too much fun. We've had a lot of good times. And Vici and I, Stu, we were only talking about our ride to Brizzy yesterday. We did a little ride around Gladstone. We were talking about the day or the weekend that we just jumped on pushies and headed off to Brizzy. Rachel Sampson. That was a long ride, Vici, and I remember that day going up that Gingin range, and it was as hot as the hobs of hell that day too. And you pushed up that hill, Rochelle Finch Lagoya, I can never say your surname right. Will Schroeder, Jeepers Creepers, and I'm off topic. I haven't even hit the topic yet, but that doesn't matter. We're just going to have a bit of fun tonight, I think. So Vici, Stewie's had a couple of brews tonight. Oh, look out. So Vici tears up, you two are soft. Vici tears up the Gingin range at about Mach 9, and Ginza spears you left in his wake to climb, hello Rochelle, to climb up the hill. And Keisha Exton, hello girl. And it killed Spears. I've never ever seen, to this day, I've never seen Spearsy that bad. To pull up at that Gingin servo, he was gone. Straight in the car. Well, he actually did get to the turn off to, where was that place we're going to, Vici? Biggenden or somewhere? And he was dusted. You nearly killed Spearsy that day. And Jules brought him home in a very, 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 very bad way. Well, you and I went, and for anyone that, Owen Parrott, you'll get a laugh out of this story. Simon Owens, Nudgee College. You'll get a laugh out of this, everyone out there. He's soft too. Stewie Head's on fire tonight. What was I going to tell you? Oh, and Vici and I, what I love about this story is that every town we went to, what did they tell us, Vici? It's all downhill from here. It's all downhill from here. And what I've worked out is that anyone that says it's all downhill from here hasn't ridden a push bike from Gladstone to Brisbane, I can tell you right now, because it's not friggin' downhill. And we get to Kingaroy, and some dude said it's all downhill from here. We rode out of town. We didn't know, and Vici hadn't done any planning at all for this trip. Of course I was. Said no one ever. I didn't even know what direction we were going. Stop it, Stu. No, you stop. The boys are having some fun tonight. So we hit this thing called the Black Butt Range. Has anyone been up the Black Butt Range? If you haven't, go and treat yourself. My car wouldn't get up it, let alone push bike, so we climb up this hill. This is because it's all downhill from here, apparently. People just forget to tell you that you've got to get to the top of the hill first before you can actually cruise down the other side. We're going down the Black Butt Range at Mach 1,000. We're doing 70 or 80 k's down this thing. I shit you not. This thing is full noise, and we would have covered 5 or 10k in like a minute. It's not downhill, brother. I can tell you, Mark Vici, it is not downhill. Any stretch of the Gladstone to Brisbane trip. And what Vici laughs at is I had pannier bags on the back of this bike, And all of a sudden, you imagine this, and this was quite a scene. Karen ads on tonight too. They've got the 2 ads. I don't know why we're talking about this. Actually, let's just jump off topic a second, just say how happy this trip made us, because when we turned up at the Burns unit 5 days later, they'd brought people out of the Burns unit, they'd brought people out of the hospital. We got like this king's reception, eh? And they'd done this big checkup for us, and yeah, it was like this. It was like a guard of honour, just about. It was an amazing experience that day, just turning up at the Burns unit. It was so nice. But going down this Blackbutt range, so you can imagine this: you're on a push bike, we were doing over 70k an hour, so 70, let's say 75, between 70 and 80k an hour, seriously. And all of a sudden, sorry Anton Guinea, the boys are naughty, they are Carronade, no need to apologise for these 2 mad units. So imagine flying down this hill on a pushy, and I was on an old clunker, an old Merida, and I had these pannier bags on the back. And all of a sudden I looked up, because you don't look too far ahead, you're sort of just pretty much in, well, I was just in the zone. And all of a sudden there's this massive pothole in the road. I shit you not. About, I don't know, 2 foot round. And so all I could think to do, and this story is actually unbelievable, but Vichi's on here tonight and he'll attest to this. All I could do was jump my bike over this thing. So you imagine going 70k an hour on your pushy, at least 70k an hour, and then all of a sudden, Melanie Wilson, sorry to bore everyone with these gory details, and all of a sudden, a pothole, and all I could do was jump my bike. And Vici reckons it was like a Mary Poppins movie with the pannier bags on the back. They sort of, they hang down each side of the wheel, your pannier bags, and he said they floated up, and he thought it was like out of a Mary Poppins movie. He thought I was just going to float away, which is quite... And I think it's probably one of those ones where you had to be there. But what I can tell you is that could have ended so badly for the kids if I didn't see that pothole. Mark Veach, it's all true, brother. I know it's all true, man. Oh, I know. And it's too hard to believe that story, so I don't tell it very often, but... I freaked out. And so anyway, so we what did we do that weekend, Vici? Oh, some other great memories were some of those roads and some of the people we met. Oh, I almost took off, that's right. Some of the great people you meet out on the road, like out in the middle of nowhere, seriously. And there's a couple of things you can always get somewhere, and that's a Coke and a pie. There are some great pie shops in the middle of nowhere, seriously. There's always a bakery somewhere in the smallest town, in the smallest place, or at a servo somewhere. You can always get a pie in Australia and a Coke. And Vici and I, what spun us out, we rode 587 kilometres in from Thursday night through to Monday morning. And when we got back, seriously, we were riding 125k a day, let's say. When we got back, we were fatter, we were heavier than when we left. We'd actually put on weight. So there's that Butchie on too. We got Butchie. Look out, man. Good on you, brother. So that was a great trip, and that made me very happy. And I actually said to Jules the other day when we drove to Brizzy, I actually said, you know what, Vici and I need to do that trip again, Vici. We need, because that road's good now. I'd actually go the Bruce Highway now, man. Just jump at Gladstone, bang, Brizzy. Seriously. I would if I was us, but anyway, Glenn Butcher's got the thumbs up. Butchie, what's going on in the world of politics, brother? When are you going to do a live with me? You've only been promising for 2 years, and that's okay. Said with love. So come and do one with Roz and I maybe on a Friday afternoon. How are you going to do that? Team, so what makes me happy? I said air conditioning today because it was so freaking hot, but then we got onto the bike trip to Bris Vegas. So if anyone's out there and wants to do a little trip with us to Brizzy one time, we should schedule that into our calendar next year. Just put a weekend aside, leave Thursday night, and you're back. We fly back Monday night, so you only take 2 days off work. And maybe we'll raise some money for the Burns unit again or something. Yeah, because it's actually a pretty good road, most of that Bruce Highway now, Vici. Friday week I'm on. Righto, Butchie? Right, I'm going to hold you to that, my man. I'm going to hold you to that, brother. All right, team. Well, listen, thank you for listening into our stories tonight about hotness and riding push bikes all around this great country of ours. Have fun, team, and we will see you. And look, I've got to tell you, thank God for aircon. I haven't even turned it on yet, but I'm sweating like a mofo. And Vici, yes, I might go and have a brew now. That's not a bad idea. Righto, team. Speak soon. Thanks for coming on.